jungle.
Good day. This is Doc and Dustin coming to you from beautiful South Africa. This is Doc's podcast on adventures in Africa. And today we have some wonderful stories to tell you about a bike ride that Dustin and I just did in Cape Town. Thank you for joining us again. Our podcast is new. We're still learning, and I appreciate your patience, but we're having lots of fun and lots of amazing stories about what's going on here in Africa. So, Dustin, you want to go ahead and just reintroduce yourself? I think most people probably know you, but introduce yourself and then tell them what we're talking about tonight and just all the planning and all that went into this wonderful bike ride that we just completed.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dad. My name is Dustin. I'm the director of Blessman International here in South Africa. And we were blessed to be able to ride a very special bike ride that South Africa has to offer. And it's called the Cape Town Cycle Tour. It's 109 kilometers. You start off in the city center of Cape Town and you ride all along the coast, up and down Chapman's Peak, and up a very steep hill called Sukkerbossie. And it is just one of the best, the funnest rides I've ever done. And it was such an honor to do it with my dad. There was a lot of preparations that we had leading up to the event, getting the bike tires all aired up, and driving the bicycles down. It was about a 19-hour drive, so it took a couple of days, and I was the one who volunteered for the driving, and my mom and dad, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you blessed us that we could fly down, and what a blessing. It's a simple 2-hour flight and an 18-hour drive, so thank you so much for that huge blessing.
Absolutely. I knew it would pay off all at the end, and it was so great, getting you in to the city, and the hotel was located right near the start line, so we were able to wake up in the morning, put on our gear, and cycle the 2 blocks to the starting line. And we started off at the Parliament building, and the vibe was there. You could just feel the excitement in the air, and we were there and we were doing it. So
there were
was
thousands
great.
of riders. You actually know how many riders were registered for it, Dustin?
I believe there was 27,000 riders this year.
Yeah.
Very strong turnout.
And so many people I talk to here in South Africa have done the ride and love it. It's very famous. It reminds me a lot of Ragbri that goes through Iowa, but it even seemed better organized than Ragbri. Boy, they had, start times. They didn't have everybody start all at once. And the early starters were the fast riders, and it was a race for them. And it was just a nice cruise for us. We completed the 109 kilometers in 4 hours and 40 minutes, which was actually a pretty good time. But we should admit that we actually were riding e-trikes, which is a little bit unfair, but there was a category for e-trike. So at the end of the day, it was all transparent and fair. And what an incredible time. Seemed like about every 10 kilometers they had drink stations, free Coca-Cola and little snacks along the way, and just such camaraderie. Everybody was in a good mood and having fun, and the scenery was just spectacular. We rode along the coast, and there were some pretty steep mountains going up and coming down. At one point, I hit 62.5 kilometers an hour, which is I think around 40 miles an hour. So we were really moving part of the time, but what fun we had.
Yeah, I was having a hard time keeping up with you in some of those stages. But
Well,
it really
I
was
ride every day, and I love biking. It's keeping me healthy. I don't think I'd be alive at 80 years old if I wasn't riding my bike, but what a gift it's been to be able to. And I want to show off my medal. This is the first medal I've ever had in my entire life. My granddaughter, who's I think 10, she's already had several, but this is my first one. I'm very proud of it.
Yep, and we're sure hoping that we'll be able to do it again next year.
You know, I've already been planning for next year. And when you're 80, you don't know what next year's going to bring, but I'm planning to do it. I've also contacted our good friend Biff Ridgway in Iowa, who owns Bike World, and see if he might be interested in organizing a ride from Iowa in partnership with Above and Beyond Cancer with Dr. Richard Deming's group. I've talked to Dr. Deming several times over the last several years, and he's taken his group up Mount Kilimanjaro and all kinds of trying athletic endeavors. And this is only a one-day event, and climbing Mount Kilimanjaro was probably a 3-4 day event. But I think it would still bless them, and I'm hoping that he'll buy into it, and we'll bring a bunch of mainly Iowans to come and enjoy the ride with us next year. But even if Iowans don't come, you and I, Dustin, I hope we can do it, and hopefully we'll have our same support team, your mom and your wife. What a great support they were, and we just had wonderful family time. When we finished the ride, I felt like I could go 2 more hours. I just was feeling so strong and good and energized. Then we stopped and had a nice meal. And about an hour and 15 minutes later, I hit the wall. I could barely make it to the hotel. But what a wonderful day we had.